Hi, I'm Steve Smith from GoldIRAForInvestors.com. The following video you are about to watch was originally hidden away inside the members area of our mastermind group. Until now, only investors who were accepted into our Gold Mastermind and Coaching Program had access to this priceless information. However, I've decided to release this video from the inside to help anyone who's looking to roll over their IRA or 401k into a precious metal IRA. If you are one such person, then please pay careful attention to this video to ensure you choose the right company to invest with. The other reason I have done this is to give you a taste of what's inside our Gold Mastermind and Coaching Program. Even though it's presently sold out, please fill out one of our online application forms so you're first in line when a new slot becomes available. Thanks for listening, and here's the Mastermind video. Hi, Steve Smith here. I've recently received a lot of emails from fellow mastermind members asking for my advice. They wanted me to share with them exactly how I personally went about selecting the best and most trustworthy gold IRA company. Most of these members are either retired or on the verge of retirement and were petrified of making the wrong financial decision. They were having sleepless nights worrying about making a mistake that would jeopardize their retirement and ruin their family's financial future. I've stepped in and responded by quickly making this video and putting it into the members area. I have done this so it can help any other mastermind members who are experiencing the same doubts and fears. So, if you're concerned about how to go about choosing the right gold or silver IRA company, then watching this video will definitely give you much-needed peace of mind. What I'm about to share with you is my very own acid test. My acid test is made up of 7 essential criteria that will help you sieve through all of the gold IRA companies so you can effectively filter out all the bad ones. Then, from the survivors that pass selection, you can cherry-pick the best and most trustworthy one to entrust with your savings. So, if you take the time to watch this video to the very end, you will be able to make a well-informed decision just like I did, along with the other mastermind members who initially came to me for help. Plus, I will be revealing to you which gold IRA company I personally invested with, so please make sure to keep watching. So with that said, let me reveal to you the 7 crucial criteria that make up your acid test. The first thing you should do is head over to check the ratings and reviews on the most reputable, consumer-focused sites, like, for example, Better Business Bureau, Business Consumer Alliance, TrustLink, and the Complaints Board. Once there, you can discover which companies are delivering poor customer service to their clients and receiving negative reviews. This will allow you to learn from other people's mistakes and avoid untrustworthy companies with a bad reputation. Normally, the most common complaints are as follows: pushy sales representatives trying to sell a specific type of coin at higher margins, low-quality coins being sold using deceptive marketing techniques, inefficient delivery resulting in customers having to wait up to 2 months to have their own funds made available, and last but not least, unexpected fees being charged out of the blue with no forewarning. Also, be on the lookout for companies which have the same reoccurring complaints filed against them over and over again. If I were you, I would never invest my savings and hard-earned money with a company which uses this kind of trickery. After reading the nightmare that some previous customers had to go through, I was very cautious in choosing which gold IRA company I would personally invest with. I decided it would be very wise to call them all up one by one so I could experience firsthand how they would treat me as a potential customer. I highly recommend you to do the same. Please make sure to speak to them on the phone so you can discuss your options and see how they treat you before you hand over your money and sign on the dotted line. It's very important to have honest and professional staff that address your doubts and strictly follow their own terms of the contract. You must seek out precious metal IRA companies that take the time to educate you not just in gold IRA, but in gold investing as a whole. Plus, they should answer all your questions and be very clear about all the conditions, terms, and fees. Please remember you shouldn't feel under any pressure to purchase at any time. With that said, let's now move on and look at the third criterion you must take into consideration when choosing the best gold IRA company. The third criterion you should take into consideration is if the gold IRA company is biased towards some particular coin or precious metal. If you feel a company is being too pushy and trying to sell you a particular type of coin or precious metal, then you should be wary. I'm sorry to say this is a tactic documented in a lot of negative reviews on consumer-focused sites. Something else you need to protect yourself against is the classic bait-and-switch tactic. This is when they deceive you by promoting a precious metal or coin at a falsely discounted price. Unfortunately, when you come to pay, you discover the truth and realize you've been misled right from the very beginning. The unsettling thing is that there are already countless reviews out there from people who felt ripped off by companies using this deceitful trick. Please know that some companies buy gold bullion and rare collectible coins in bulk so they can sell them with bigger margins at a later date. The sole purpose of them doing this is so they can, in essence, line their own pockets. These types of gold IRA companies don't have your best interests at heart and just want to get their hands on your hard-earned savings. You must be on your guard at all times and discard any companies that try to use these tactics on you. The fourth criterion that you should take into account is how much the gold IRA company is going to charge you to deal with them. Remember, not all companies will have the same fees, and you must do the math for yourself. My own experience is that scaled fees cost you much more money in the long run compared to flat fees. Accounts with scaled fees can incur bills of thousands or tens of thousands of dollars in unnecessary costs over 10 to 20 years. My advice to you is to find out exactly how much the administration and storage fees will be right from the very beginning. Every savvy investor knows that hidden IRA fees can slash your retirement income by up to 50%. Scary but true. Also, make sure to ask them to break down all the fees you have to pay up front. You must know where you stand before you commit yourself. You see, sometimes a flat fee is charged initially, but later on when your IRA funds surpass a certain threshold, you will begin to pay a scaled fee instead. This can cost you thousands of dollars over a long period of time. Again, request a detailed breakdown of all fees before you go any further. I would always go with the company that not only takes the time to break down their fee schedule for me, but also one that charges flat fees compared to obscure scaled fees. I don't know about you, but when it comes to protecting my life savings, I always like to play it safe and err on the side of caution. That is why I would always choose segregated storage over commingled storage, and I recommend you do the same. The reason why I'm very wary of commingled storage is because I don't like the idea of sharing my storage space with other investors. You see, commingled storage unfortunately increases the risk of your precious metals getting damaged by other investors' metals. This is because you are in essence sharing the same space compared to being allocated your own private storage space. For this very reason, I strongly recommend you choose a company that allows you to have your metals safely stored in segregated storage. Plus, make sure the company is very clear about the terms, conditions, and any storage fees you may be charged. I will soon reveal who I believe offers the best and most trustworthy custodial storage service in the country. But before I do, let's move on to the sixth criterion of your acid test. You have to take into account how long it will take the gold IRA company to process your order. At first glance, this criterion may seem to be a subtle nuance, but believe me, not all gold IRA companies are created equal in terms of efficiency. Some are lightning fast and others are painfully slow. Always ask exactly how long it will take them to liquidate your assets and set up your IRA account. Some companies will get the job done within 48 business hours, whereas other companies will drag their heels and can take anywhere up to 1 to 4 months. This is a huge difference in time, especially when they're setting up the exact same account. I also recommend you ask the company you're dealing with if they offer a buyback program. It's important to know in advance what happens when you want to sell back your precious metals or coins and how much you will get back in return. Can you imagine not being able to sell back your precious metals? I know it seems unbelievable, but this has already happened to all the people who have filed complaints on consumer-focused sites such as the ones mentioned earlier. Figuring out which gold IRA company will help you buy your assets at the cheapest price and also sell them at the highest price can be a very tricky proposition. Nevertheless, I've delved into the ratings of the most reputable consumer-focused sites to find out which are the most responsive and trustworthy companies to deal with. My findings are based on the past experiences of other clients who have walked the exact same path before you. I'll come back to this very shortly. For now, make sure you choose a company with a good reputation and without any red flags linked to customer service or consumer satisfaction. Stick with me and I'll show you my findings in a moment, but before that, let me explain to you the last criterion you must know before choosing the right company. The last criterion focuses on how your precious metals will be stored. You must ask whether the gold IRA company you are dealing with offers allocated or non-allocated storage. There is a big difference, as you will soon see. Allocated storage means that your precious metals are considered yours, and they are not owned by the company that is holding and storing them for you. On the other hand, if you sign a contract with a gold IRA company under a non-allocated storage, then the metals would be considered to be owned by custodial storage. What's the problem with this? The problem is you are relying on the custodial storage and you are not in complete control of your assets. For example, what if the custodial storage goes bankrupt? Not only that, but did you know the holding company is legally allowed to modify or allocate your precious metals? Trust me, non-allocated storage is not the best option. Instead, I strongly advise you only to deal with a gold IRA company that offers you an allocated storage for your precious metals. Please make sure to double-check your storage contract for peace of mind. You want to sleep well knowing your money is safe and secure compared to spending sleepless nights worrying about your investment. Now you know the 7 criteria that make up the acid test, you're all set to go. When you're using the acid test to find the best companies and discard the bad ones, imagine you are like a gold prospector. You see, when you think about it, that's exactly what you'll be doing. You'll be sieving through all the dirt to find the gold. Except, rather than panning for gold itself, you'll be panning to find the best company to sell you the gold, look after it for you, and then cash it in at a profit. You must make sure to carefully sieve through all the companies to separate the good ones from the bad. Anyway, you won't be armed with a pan, you'll be armed with a telephone, because the first thing I encourage you to do is call up every gold IRA company on your list. By the way, if you don't have a list, it's time to get yourself one, and believe me, the more companies you have on it, the better. This is because you'll be rejecting a lot and selecting just a few from which you'll then pick the best of the bunch, the creme de la creme. The reason why I want you to phone them all up is because you will get your finger right on the pulse of the market. You see, one of the best ways to do that is by taking the time to talk with each company's sales representatives. This will help you get feedback on how they treat you as a potential customer. Remember, not all gold IRA companies are treated equal, especially when it comes to customer service. Make sure to have a notepad and pen close at hand so you can take notes during the conversation. These notes will be a huge help to you later on when you start comparing all the companies with one another. You will be able to compare them by using the acid test and the 7 criteria I've just previously explained. Disregard the acid test at your peril. Be warned, there are countless casualties out there who rushed in blind and got severely burned in the process. You can find them littering the various consumer sites, and if you want a real wake-up call, just take the time to read through some of the complaints and negative reviews. Trust me, there are some real horror stories which will reinforce to you just how priceless the acid test is. Remember, do not choose any gold IRA company that flunks the acid test. If they don't make the cut, avoid them like the plague. This is very important, and believe it or not, I spent 2 months and 26 days scrutinizing all the companies and doing all the painstaking research. I'm not holding anything back from you. I used the exact same acid test I just revealed to you. At the end of the day, you are mastermind members, so you get all the insider knowledge. Nothing is missing. It is unabridged and complete. Anyway, any companies that didn't make the cut were rejected faster than you can say fool's gold. My friends, remember, there is no sentiment in business. This is your life savings we're talking about. Now listen, I know it's only natural you want to know who I personally invested with, and I know I said previously I would be revealing exactly who it was. But before I do, I have to be honest with you. I had my reservations about telling you. You see, I was worried I would be doing you a huge disservice if I did. The reason being is I know a lot of you will skip all the hard work and just blindly follow me. I must admit, this is a big problem. The whole point of this mastermind group is to help each other invest wisely and make lots of money. But we must think for ourselves. We don't want sheeple in here. We want successful, investor-savvy free thinkers. So, before I tell you who I personally chose to invest my money with, let me say this once and for all. Do your own research. Come to your own conclusions and don't mindlessly follow me or anyone else, especially self-proclaimed experts. Right. With all that being said, let me tell you who passed my acid test and who I chose from the handful of remaining successful candidates. The gold IRA company I picked to invest with was Regal Assets. Now, I don't want to turn this video into a documentary video because time is ticking on here as it is. So instead of reading all my notes to you, I've decided to condense them all into short, bite-sized bullet points. So here are the top 10 bullets why I personally chose to invest with Regal Assets. Number 1. They offer allocated storage with Brinks, who are renowned and one of the most reputable custodial storages in the country. Number 2. Business Consumer Alliance gives them a AAA rating. Number 3. The Better Business Bureau awarded them an A+, and there is not one single complaint lodged against them. Number 4. Respected review site TrustLink gives them 5 stars based on 456 independent reviews. Number 5. Their fee schedule is easy to understand and thoroughly explained right from the very beginning. Number 6. The yearly administration fee is just $250, with no hidden fees or unexpected surprises, regardless of how much money you roll over. Number 7. The first year's administration fees are on them and are totally free of charge. Number 8. Your IRA account is set up electronically, which saves a lot of time because nothing needs to be mailed to you. Number 9. It only takes 2 to 10 days for them to set up your IRA account, compared to months like other companies. And last, but not least, number 10. You can have your funds safely back in your pocket within 48 hours. This, my friends, is a key benefit and vitally important. You always want to be able to get your hands on your money as quickly as you can. Why? Because you never know when a huge opportunity will surface that you need to capitalize on. I also highly recommend you request Regal Assets' free gold investment kit. I found it to be very informative and packed full of top-class content. Plus, included in your kit is a copy of the 2013 Investment Guide by Forbes magazine. Make sure you read the article in there about the importance of protecting your retirement account with precious metals. I had already done my own research and set up an account with Regal Assets before I'd even seen this article, but I have to tell you it was very reassuring to see Forbes magazine personally recommending Regal Assets and giving them their seal of approval. I will make sure to include a copy of the article for you underneath this video so you can see for yourself. Anyway, regardless of whatever you decide to do, it's definitely worth getting your free gold investment kit from Regal Assets. I hope this video has helped you by removing any doubts and concerns you may have had. Rest assured you can now effectively select your very own gold IRA company and invest with confidence. If push comes to shove, you can go ahead with my own and Forbes' recommendation and invest with Regal Assets. But remember my advice. Do your own research. Please feel free to PM me with any concerns, questions, or comments about what I have just covered in this video. I'm always keen to chat with fellow mastermind members because you are family to me. Before I go, let me tell you what next week's video is all about. Trading gold at minimal risk. Yes, I will reveal my very own fine-tuned strategy for trading gold and platinum with massively reduced risk by using options. Trust me, you would be a fool to miss it. My friends, it's time for me to sign off now so I can enjoy my morning cup of St. Helena coffee in peace. It's one of the many pleasures in my life, along with Cohiba Bahica cigars. Not good for me, I know, but hey, I've worked hard all of my life, so now it's time to reap the benefits and enjoy my retirement. I hope you can do the same. Anyway, thanks a million for watching. To your success, Steve.